Hi, and thanks for joining us. My name is Matthew Oatway. I'm an analyst on the New York, New England desk here at Genscape, and we're here to talk about the Branchburg to Ramapo outage and its expected impact on power prices in New York. And now some background about the line. Branchburg to Ramapo 500 kV, also known as line 5018, is scheduled to begin a long-term outage on Monday, October 28 at 2 a.m. The line is scheduled to be out of service through the first week of December. The line is controlled by two phase angle regulators, or PARs, known as PAR 3500 and PAR 4500. Branchburg to Ramapo is a key transmission pathway between PJM and New York ISO and makes up a large percentage of the PJM AC flows. The two phase angle regulators, PAR 3500 and 4500, are operated to ensure that 45% of the desired net interchange between PJM and New York ISO travels over the Branchburg to Ramapo PAR. As you can see, New York is a net importer of power from PJM on an hourly basis, importing an average of almost 800 megawatts per hour. Branchburg to Ramapo typically makes up over 40% of those flows. Profitability of flows sent over the PJM AC is measured by the Keystone to NYIS spread. Keystone is the PJM proxy bus in New York ISO, and NYIS is the New York ISO proxy bus in PJM. To flow power from PJM into New York, you pay NYIS and are paid Keystone. The spread between the two is the profit that you receive. The profitability of transactions between PJM and New York ISO is measured by the Keystone to NYIS spread. Keystone is the PJM proxy bus in New York ISO, and NYIS is the New York ISO proxy bus in PJM. To flow power from PJM to New York, you pay NYIS and are paid Keystone. The spread between the two represents the profitability of your transaction. Here we look at historical spreads between Keystone and NYIS and see that it's historically profitable to send power from PJM to New York. That is, that Keystone is pricing above NYIS. Because it carries 45% of the desired net interchange between the two regions, Branchburg to Ramapo has a large impact on the pricing convention of the Keystone bus. The price of the Keystone bus is the load-weighted average of all the flows between PJM and New York ISO. As such, while Branchburg Ramapo is in service, and all the lines between PJM and New York ISO are in service, the Keystone bus prices between Zone A, the west, and Zone G, the Hudson Valley in the east. Branchburg to Ramapo has a large impact on the pricing convention of the Keystone bus because it makes up a large percentage of the desired net interchange between the two regions. When all lines are in service, the Keystone bus prices somewhere between Zone A, the west of New York, and Zone G, the Hudson Valley or the east of New York. As seen here through the red bars, while Branchburg to Ramapo is out of service, that pricing convention is changed. Because Branchburg to Ramapo is in the east of the state, the load-weighted average shifts significantly towards the west of the state, towards lines like Homer City to Stoll Road and Homer City to Watercure. Here we see that while Branchburg to Ramapo is out of service, the Keystone bus prices almost exactly with Zone A. That is to say that the Keystone to Zone A spread disappears. Because of the downside pressure exerted on the Keystone bus when Branchburg to Ramapo is out of service, the Keystone to NYIS spread becomes consistently negative. The average day-ahead Keystone to NYIS spread while Branchburg to Ramapo was out of service during 2013 was negative $6. This is to say that it was no longer profitable to flow power from PJM to New York, or for every megawatt of power from PJM to New York, the transactor lost $6. As such, PJM AC flows shift towards PJM away from New York. While the line is in service, the average flow over the PJM AC was over 800 megawatts. However, while Branchburg to Ramapo was out of service, the average flow was just over 100 megawatts. In fact, during the April to May 2013 outage, New York ISO became a net exporter of power to PJM. This is largely due to the shifting economics on the Keystone bus, which are, as we now know, a result of the line outage at Branchburg to Ramapo. Shifting economics at the Keystone bus do not only impact flows in the east of the state. As we see here, looking at transmission RT data from the Homer City to Stoll Road line, those flows fall during times when the Branchburg to Ramapo line is out of service. That's to say that Homer City to Stoll Road receives the same Keystone bus pricing as any line in the east of the state would, and that pricing is much less attractive while Branchburg Ramapo is out of service, as it is equal to Zone A, which typically prices at a discount to the rest of the region. In summary, the planned outage at Branchburg to Ramapo will have a significant impact on the economics of the Keystone bus. We expect that the Keystone bus will begin pricing with Zone A, if not below Zone A, while the Branchburg to Ramapo line is out of service. We've consistently seen this in previous outages. This will impact the PJM AC flows. During the outage, we expect that New York may become a net exporter of power to PJM on the AC tie. Thank you for joining us. To learn more or to request a free 2-week trial, please visit info.genscape.com/powermarketintelligence.